So, hello everyone. In this video, we are going to start a new chapter, The Living World, which is the first chapter of biology in class 11. We've already made videos on this chapter, but then we want to address it from the beginning. Thus, we will study from the summary part, right? And then from the place we were already studying, that is, we will study from this area, cell division, reproduction, because we've already covered this area. So first we'll finish the summary part so that we can understand the chapter in depth, right? So let's begin.
Rich in
The
variety.
living world is rich in variety.
Variety. Millions of plants and animals have been identified and described, but a large number still remains unknown.
So the living world has a lot of variety, right? It has. We did this exercise also. What and all are living? There are so many things that are living, but and so many things we don't even. We didn't even name. It's just like Pokemon. People who have watched Pokemon, so it's just like Pokemon. There are so many Pokemons that we don't know, right? That we still didn't know what their names were and all of that, right? There were so many rare Pokemons which were very strong. There was Pikachu, of course. Cutie. There were Pokemon which we could name. There were Pokemon which we couldn't name, right? I don't know the name of this Pokemon. This Charmander, Squirtle, Pikachu, Bulbasaur. See, this is Eevee's evolved version, right? So basically, it's that, right? We are trying to name them.
Unknown. The very range of organisms in terms of size, color, habitat, physiological and morphological features make us seek the defining characteristics of living organisms.
So there is so much range in organisms, in size, color. See, in Pokemon also, are they all same? Are they all of the same color? Pikachu, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Charmander are all of the same color? No, they are all different in size. They are all different in color. They are all different, right? They are all different in attacks also. So that is why what we do is uh, we take all of these types. We take all of these Pokemon and we make them into water types. We characterize them because it is easy. Anything we do in science is to make things easy, right? So we put them into like proper types. So Bulbasaur is a grass type Pokemon. Pikachu is electric type. Charmander is fire type. This guy is water type. So all of these are some types of Pokemon, right? Different types of Pokemon. Similarly, we have animals also. In animals also, we have different types of animals according to what their size is, what their height is, what how they look, how they feel, all of that stuff. Understood?
Organisms. In order to facilitate the study of kinds and
Facilitate means making it easy, right? There's nothing more than uh, it to facilitate. They are idiots. They're using such big words. It facilitate means making it easy to study the kinds of and the diversity of organisms. What is study the kinds of and diversity? Diversity means there are so many types, right? So to study so many types, biologists have evolved certain rules and principles for identification.
diversity of organisms, biologists have evolved certain rules and principles for identification, nomenclature, and classification of organisms.
So, what is the meaning of identification? We all get these ID cards, right? ID cards. If not ID cards, we all, if your father has, if your mother has ID cards, you must have seen it in jobs and all. We have ID cards. We have Aadhaar card also. So, what is Aadhaar card? Aadhaar card is an ID card. What does Aadhaar card tell us? Aadhaar card tells us how are we, who are we, right? So similarly, to tell which organism is which, we will look at their features, how they look, what they eat, what they drink, and all we'll see, right? From that, we'll find out what are they. And what is nomenclature? Nomenclature is giving name. We give names to these organisms. We first identify them. Okay, this organism eats fruits. This organism eats fruits. This organism is like this. We identify them. And then what is written in an Aadhaar card? Your name. Your name is written, right? And then your gender is written. Your, sometimes even people have caste written so that they can be given government subsidies and everything, right? So that is classification. So this ID card is giving you classification. It is giving you, an identity. It is giving you a name, and it is also classifying you into a male or a female. What are you? First is who are you? Second is what do we call you? And third is what are you? You are a male or a female. You are this, that. Okay, we'll also start making this thing for this. So yes, we already have notes, some notes, summary. Mm, we'll zoom into it. So we have from this big paragraph, right? From here to here, right? We've understood and we've made it into the small two lines. So how are organisms different? And how big is the variety? How big is the variety? No, we don't need to write that. How big is the variety and all. From this only we can understand it's a huge variety, right? So these organisms differ in size, color, and morphological need. To make studying this wide variety easy, what do we do is identify, name, and classify. Just like Aadhaar card. Just remember Aadhaar card. Aram se from like that only we do. Right? We classify if it's a male or a female. We have a name. We identify. Okay, this is a new bacha that is, that has taken birth. We identify it. We give it a name, and then we classify it if it's a girl or a boy. Right? And any new bacha is born. Newborn baby. Newborn baby. Newborn baby. See, if any newborn baby is born, we will first see its face. Ooh, cutie baby! And then we'll give it a name. Let's call it Rekha, right? Hello, Rekha. How do you do? And then we'll classify it into a boy or a girl, right? Oh, it's a girl. Hello, Rekha. So that is the idea.
Organisms. The branch.
So, if a newborn baby is born, if a newborn baby, if a baby is born, who will give it the name? All these panchayats, Not only mother, father, panchayats will give.
What? Gram Panchayat?
Ah, they give according to the bachas, this thing.
I thought Villa Parishad.
Uh, and then the church will give. They'll give the first name and all, what it should be called first. Akshar they'll give.
They will give. Indians will give Salam Rakhi Bhai.
Salam Rocky Bhai. Lol. So yeah, we all give their first names, right? So they are called panchayats, churches. They all give, right? They have specific people who give. Even in church, the priest will give off. Ah, mad or what? Priest will not give. There are specific people who will give, right? So they are called panchayat in Telugu. I don't know what they are called in other places. Monk, I don't know.
Nun will also give.
Okay, I guess nuns will give the name in churches. So specific people will give, right? Similarly,
Give a name.
lol, this nun,
They will give. What was her name?
Valak,
Valak.
Valak,
Her name. Her
this
child.
nun,
The child's name. Whack.
Whack.
Whack. Movie.
Okay, this is all jokes only, okay? This nun will not give any name. This nun will not give any name. Lol.
Because you don't want her to be very selfish.
She's very selfish, she'll not give any name.
She's selfish because she is a demon, and demon is selfish because demon is made up of devil vomiting.
She's
Littering.
selfish because she's made up of demon, it seems.
Devil. Because
They cannot hear you, man.
Actually, she is devil only.
Lol. Okay, shut up. We've got to study, okay?
I'll not give you study.
So similarly, even in biology, we have specific people who are giving the name to all of the animals, to all of the plants, to all of these things. In Pokemon, who gave the names? Dr. Oak, right?
And कुछ भी
Then who gave the names? Yeah.
उनका नेचुरली नाम रहता है आरसीएस रहता है
Okay. I did not know that.
प्रोफेसर हो रहता है कौन का मान आदमी हो तो
Professor Oak,
वो के पेड़ का
Pokemon. I know.
वो के पेड़ का नाम है बिग
So he makes the Pokédex and everything.
हाँ पोकेडेक्स तो वही बनाता है फाउंडर ऑफ पोकेडेक्स
So this is Dr. Oak. This guy.
प्रोफेसर ऑफ दीदी
Professor doesn't matter. This is Dr. Oak, Professor Oak.
डॉक्टर ने तो उसके अंदर से खास में चलता है क्या
Ayy, shut up, damn studying.
कड्डी
So these people are called taxonomy, something like that. And then this specific study is called taxonomy. Get it? Just like panchayats who give bachcha's name. These people are these people are specific people who give names to animals.
And principles for identification,
Of
nomenclature, and
nomenclature.
classification of organisms. The branch of knowledge dealing with these aspects is referred to as taxonomy. The taxonomic studies of various species of
So this is taxonomy, like just now I told, right? What it is in like panchayats we have similar things here. Similarly, we have similarly in biology we have taxonomy. Alright. So that's the idea behind taxonomy.
of plants and animals are used.
So taxonomic studies of various species. It is used in a lot of fields, right? Obviously, biology affects us all because we are all living organisms. Thus, it affects us all. So, study on biology will affect us all.
Useful in agriculture, forestry, industry, and in general for knowing our bioresources and their diversity. The basics of taxonomy, like identification, naming, and classification of organisms, are universally evolved under international codes.
So it's obviously used in a lot of fields, right? Oh my god. Oh, so we'll make notes for these two. What is this study called?
What is study called?
What is this study called? Of organism. Various organisms. So the basics of taxonomy, like identification, naming, and classification of organisms, are used universally evolved under international codes. So these things are universally used in international codes, right? Identification and classification. How is it used? Are used under. What are these international codes? We will learn about them, right? Uh, they have a certain way of writing all of these.
Codes. Based on the resemblances and distinct differences, each organism is identified and assigned the correct scientific.
So, based on their physical appearance, each animal is assigned a scientific or a biological name made of two words. Made of two words, as per the binomial system of nomenclature. So, we have a binomial system of nomenclature. As humans, we have evolved this system of nomenclature so that it's easy for us to, name animals.
Scientific biological name comprising two words.
So this is the international system, what we were talking about.
Words as per the binomial system of nomenclature. An organism represents.
What is the binomial system of nomenclature? Now we'll get to study. Aye.
Represents occupies a place or position in the system of classification.
So an organism represents a place or a position in the system of classification. So we have a system of classification. There are many categories or ranks and generally referred to as taxonomic categories. All of these categories constitute a taxonomic hierarchy. So what is a taxonomic hierarchy? We will learn right now what happened. A taxonomic hierarchy. So this is a taxonomic hierarchy. We have kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. So we have all of these things. So according to this, it is classified. All of these animals are classified. So what is the binomial system of nomenclature? According to the physical qualities of animals, they physical qualities which include resemblance and differences. Resemblance means how similar they look with other animals and how different they look from other animals. Resemblance and difference of animals uh, from other animals, they are grouped in they are grouped in different levels of classification. Classification is basically what are you, right? Are you a girl or a boy? Are you this, that? Are you a person who believes in God? Are you a person who does not believe in God? All of this.
Some people should believe in devils.
Yeah, some people believe in devil also. So are you a believer of devil?
I
All
am.
of these things. You are.
Yeah, I'm a believer of God. I'm a believer of devil. That's why I think believer.
छी,
क्या हुआ?
इतना गंदा joke. No. Stop it, brother. Plus.
Classification. There are many categories, ranks, and are generally
So there are many categories and ranks. So these are called taxa. Different levels of classification or taxa. Called taxa.
Yeah, live podcast.
Yep. Lol.
Huh?
Yep.
generally referred to as taxonomic categories or taxa.
Not taksha. Taxa. Idiots. Taksha it seems.
All the categories constitute a taxonomic hierarchy. Taxonomists
So,
have developed a variety of taxonomic aids to facilitate identification, naming,
so taxonomists, they are called taxonomic. Is just like we have panchayats, no, who tell according to which rashi what name you should be given. For Singh Rashi, it should be given Ma. Yes, Bibis, I am Singh Rashi. That is why they gave me Meghana name. They named me Meghana.
That's why she is like a monster.
Yeah, I'm like a monster. It seems. I'll eat you. So, taxonomists also give names to uh, animals. So that is why they are special people. Just like we have special people for humans, right? They have developed aids. So so in panchayats they give names according to Rashi. That similarly, taxonomists give names according to various things that they have developed. Various things that they have developed for identification, naming, and classification of animals. What are these aids? We don't know yet. These idiots NCRT people didn't still teach us about them only. So we'll learn slowly. We'll learn in the chapter. We'll learn
and
what taxonomists use to name organisms. What do lol lol
क्या हुआ?
कितना मस्त जोक्स मार रहे हैं अपन.
आप नहीं, हम मार रहे हैं.
True. Taxonomists. Taxonomic aids. My spelling is very bad. I'm really bad with spellings. Taxonomic aid.
कोई लाइव होगा या आपका?
Sadly.
ऐसे पराठे.
Taxonomic aids. Various taxonomic aids. So yes, we are
classification of organisms.
done
These
with that.
studies are carried out from the actual specimens which are collected from the field and preserved as referrals in the form of herbaria, museums and in botanical gardens and
So these studies happen in actual specimens, right? Even panchayats they have studied, humans, right? I'll show. Even gurus and all who give first akshar and everything, priest. They have studied humans and everyone, right? They have studied humans and everything. like this. Thus, they are giving names. Understood? Similarly, similarly, a taxonomy person. Ayyo, what did I do? A taxonomist, studies animals. He studies animals like this. They are studying animals, they are studying plants, they are studying all living organisms, and then they are giving names. How they study? They preserve all of these dead and alive animals in herbaria, in museums, in botanical gardens, in zoological parks, in everywhere.
And zoological parks. It requires special techniques for collection and preservation of specimens in herbaria and museums.
So it requires a special technique. Understood. For live specimens, what are live specimens? For alive animals and plants, it needs special techniques.
Museums. Live specimens, on the other hand, of plants and animals, are found in botanical gardens or in zoological parks.
Okay, so in herbaria and museums we have dead things. Where do we have dead specimens? Where do we have dead specimens? What are specimens? Specimens are things that we study on, right? Which we experiment on. Yo, specimen. So specimens are which we study on. These are all specimens. We are experimenting on them. We are, understanding how they work. So these are all dead specimens. The dead specimens are found in herbarias and museums. Museums we find dinosaurs also, right? Where do we find live specimens? Where do we find live specimens? Where do we find live specimens? We find them in botanical gardens and zoological parks. In zoos, zoological parks means zoos, right? Zoo. Zoo, 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 zoo. Zoo, 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 zoo. See, these are zoos. Zoo, 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 zoos. So these are zoos. So we see animals there, right? So taxonomists also wait.
Parks. Taxonomists also prepare and disseminate information through manuals and monographs for further taxonomic studies.
What is disseminate? Let's find out, baby. Let's find out, baby. Prepare and disseminate. Spread out, huh? We spread out information as far as and widely as possible. So they prepare and disseminate information through manuals and monographs. Manuals we understand, books which we can use. What are monographs? Mono means one, graph means graph. Do you understand? I don't think so. Lol. What are monographs, sir? Monograph. Okay, monographs are books. Lol. Okay, monographs and manuals. Through books, they prepare and spread information of taxonomic studies for further studies. Okay, for further studies, they Prepare and spread information for further studies. For further studies, what they do? Simple, right? Prepare and spread knowledge through books. For further, through not only books, through manuals. Nowadays, books, not only books, right? There are videos also. Through manuals for further studies. Taxonomic keys.
Taxonomic keys are tools that help in identification based on characteristics.
So there are something it's called taxonomic keys. What are taxonomic keys? Let's find out. Taxonomic keys. So taxonomic keys are such keys are also meant for easy and quick separation of species are as far 1 second. Such keys are also meant for easy and quick separation of the species as far as the group is small. It's quite useful for field work. Okay, so what do we do? Such keys that are meant for quick and easy separation. We use taxonomic keys used for what? Separation of organisms. Separation and easy study of organisms, right? So we are done with our chapter here with these many rems. We are done with the summary. Now we've understood what this chapter wants to tell us. Now we can start with what is this chapter from the next this thing. So bye bye guys. Bye bye.